Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of SteegCast. After many months of absence, I, G. Jenkins, have returned. I'm here today with my usual menagerie of freaks and weirdos. How are we all doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, cracking.
Yeah, Christ, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on a cast, for which I can only apologise. I might have lost my flow a bit. So what's going on? How's everyone doing? What's the deal?
All good, man.
Not too bad, not too bad. Nothing much has really changed, I guess. For me, at least. I don't really think. I think life has just gone on. That is the best way I can put it for myself, at least. I was very happy the other day, though. The other day, CM Punk returned to wrestling. I was very happy at that, being the wrestling fan. I know none of you care about that, but it's, you know.
not messing around there, guy. No. not beating around the bush.
Absolutely fine, son. Absolutely
Cool.
fine.
I think the biggest update since the last cast is lockdown's lifted and everything's more or less the same.
Yeah, until you walk in a supermarket in Wales.
That's what I mean. Everything is more or less the same, other than going to pubs. But yeah.
Yeah, so anyway. That's all people give a shit about, though, really, when it was going to pubs.
Yeah,
so half the reason people got the vaccine was to go to pubs.
Pubs and
pubs
restaurants.
was a holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, everything else is basically the same.
The COVID passports are happening as well.
Yes, they are.
For definite.
Oh, you conspiracy theorist.
Well, they are happening.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I knew about fucking 5 million years
ago. Can you call proof of vaccination for travel a COVID passport, though?
No, I suppose this happened within Thailand and things all the time, and you've always had to have proof of vaccination to go to countries like that.
New Zealand as well, innit? New Zealand had one case the other day, and they shut down the entire country again. It's just
that's they
don't fuck around in New Zealand. I mean, it's a lot smaller, obviously.
They've only had a 30% vaccination rate, though, of population is only a 30%.
In New Zealand?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Speaking of New Zealand, I'm going to move the topic off COVID, guys. Sorry, it's fucking.
Yeah, of course,
by
all means.
Fucking
do it.
No, I love COVID. Yeah, talking about New Zealand, people who regularly listen, if there is any, they might know that I play a game called Modo, and it's like a hack and slash kind of game. It's fucking wicked, and there's a new mod out, Lord of the Rings kind of themed mod. Obviously, New Zealand tied in with that, so I thought that was a good segue. Anyway,
it's
fantastic
a very
game.
Loose segue, but it's a segue nonetheless.
Fantastic game for Lord of the Rings and fans of people that like killing people. So yeah.
In video games, clarify that within video games.
You can't. Can't differentiate. Really. Well, the government can't anyway. Apparently. But,
apparently, will we be expecting any more of Tom's Escape Plans YouTube channel to get some more uploads of this Modo update, Tom?
I think I might actually. I'm really bad at it. That's the thing. But that could be the charm, I suppose. But yeah, I might actually do that.
Is it one of those games where it doesn't really matter that you're not like shit hot? It's just fun.
Yes and no. It's like if you die, you've got to wait for the wave to be over, and sometimes that can be a bit tedious. But that also gives you time to like fly around the map and like appreciate all the detail that these modders have put into this fucking map, which is awesome.
I think the best part about that game for me, at least, is hearing all the different voices and the one-liners.
They're amazing.
There's some fantastic one-liners in that. I'm guessing they updated that for the mod. They did. Did they update the voices for the mod or not?
Not necessarily. They got the orcs and all that. They've just put them with like the grizzled voices and stuff.
All right.
But, yeah, they've done a good job though, I gotta say. Helm's Deep they got so far, and another one that I can't pronounce. But anyway, that's enough about that segue. That moved me from COVID there. How's everyone else doing?
All good.
Excellent news. Well, all that. Silence is no news is good news, as we like to say in work. So yeah, I mean today I'll move it along because you guys have been having very brisk podcasts without me, so I don't want to bog you down now and back. Today I'm going to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about What?
I don't know if that was an insult or not. I don't know.
No,
Anyway.
fuck, no, of course it wasn't. Why was it? Why would it be an insult?
I don't know, bog you down. I don't know, it just sounded, I don't know. Got my muffin.
No,
anyway.
man. No, it's just my tend to be a bit long, don't I? So I'll it's because I'm really tall and lanky. So yeah, I mean, today I want to talk about something I've wanted to do a podcast on since we started doing SteegCast, which is coming up to 3 years. The reason we haven't done it is more or less been waiting for Gareth to watch it. But now that's happened mostly.
Wasn't it a running gag in season 1?
What's the next episode? Gotta watch Black Mirror. Yeah, I think it was. It was one of those things that went the way of Good Night Sweetheart. Stopped getting mentioned after a while.
Yeah.
Probably for the best, to be fair. To do a Good Night Sweetheart as a concept could be a Black Mirror episode, couldn't it? Easily. But yeah, I mean, today we're going to do a wee little cast on Black Mirror, which is if you don't know, then this is going to be a painful podcast for you. It's a British television series created by what's his face, Charlie Brooker and Annabelle Jones, and it's basically the Twilight Zone for hipsters. That's why I absolutely love it. So yeah, it's more or less tells you how fucked the world is. Technology's bad and humanity is awful, and that's what we're going to talk about for the next hour or whatever.
Spoiler alert. I'm just going to say spoiler alert ahead, because I don't think this is the
Absolutely.
kind of cast to be beating around the bush. Just go in with it and fuck it.
I don't know how you can not spoil it, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's been out for a while. 2011 it aired.
10 years now since it started, yeah.
So I think it's pretty safe, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's been 3 years since the last season 5.
Fuck me, really?
2018, I believe. Or was it 2019? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 2 years. Maybe I'm wrong. Because they had a bit of a gap because they did Bandersnatch and I took up a whole year. So maybe I'm wrong. But it's 5 seasons and 1 movie. Yeah. So, I mean, where do we start with this? Start at the beginning, I suppose. Let's think. Good question would be, where did you first come across Black Mirror? Because, I'll tell you for why, I first came across Black Mirror when Tom told me to watch it. Fucking probably about 7-8 years ago, when it only had 2 seasons and it was like a really obscure Channel 4 thing that was like right down the arse end of Netflix. Type of thing you watch like 3 a.m, you know? So I got it from Tom. Where did you come across Black Mirror, Tom? Was it just a random Netflix thing that you came across?
I think it was. Dare I say, it might have been. I imagine it'd probably be from a mutual acquaintance of ours that studies media and lives in a van.
Oh, okay.
I imagine it could possibly been from that person, but I think
left
also
the chat.
I was very drunk in those days, so I could have just been a random Netflix thing, but I was just laying in bed and just clicked it one day and just started watching it. But yeah, the first episode I ever watched, I think, was, I can't remember the exact name. Is it like 15 million credits or something like that?
15 million
Merits.
Merits,
very
yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I weren't like to be honest, that episode kind of bored me right up until the end, where
Yeah.
you know it's kind of really repetitive. I suppose that's the point of it. But then it gets to the end and he spews off this amazing monologue that is akin to like a spoken word fucking song, and the whole twist of him just like turning himself around and becoming this celebrity that he always hated just kind of it caught me then, and I was like, oh, okay, this has got something to it, like, you know. It's got me into it a bit more. What about you guys then?
So I think it was kind of a mix, because I know you two mentioned it a couple of times, and I think some guys in work mentioned it as well, and I got into it when season 4 was just about to come out. So that was the USS Callister season, and I guess that was kind of the thing that sort of piqued my interest a bit, because it's the sort of take on a spoof on Star Trek, you know, in a way. But the first one I watched was the national anthem. That was the first one I watched. And me and my dad watched it, actually. It was like, I knew it was weird. I was like, yeah, but no, I stuck with it. And I guess one of the episodes you were going to move on to in a bit, Sean, is probably the best of that first season, I would say. I'd probably agree in saying that's the best one. But yeah.
Which one? The national anthem?
No, the entire history of you. I was going to let you lead into
Absolutely.
it, but yeah. I know you want to talk about that episode in particular.
Yeah, I gave, for clarity to the listeners, I gave the Steegs like a overview, not an overview, just a recommended. If you had to watch one episode from each season, what would it be? Kind of overview of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're referring to there. But yeah, what about you, Guy?
What's the question?
When do you think you first heard of Black Mirror?
People on Facebook, seen adverts on the telly for it. Never really took my interest, though, I'll be honest with you. It seems like a sort of that's how they get you element for people who feel self-gratification from thinking they know that's how they get you. Whereas the real people who know that's how they get you don't need to be told by a TV show that that's how they get you. But that's just my opinion.
Son, you sound like a massive hipster there.
Is that so they get you for like punk IPA drinkers, basically? Is my take on it.
Very hot take.
Controversy on SteegCast.
Yeah, just like people on Facebook and whatnot. Back when people use Facebook other than sort of like older people and things now. People actually still use it and things.
So,
I'm in MySpace. No, I couldn't tell you. It never took my interest. I'll be honest with you. I was aware of it for many years. Just I just couldn't be bothered or didn't have any interest in watching it.
In a similar vein to that, there's Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams, and there's the League of Gentlemen. Can't remember the names. They done Inside Number 9.
Number 9, yeah. I've seen a few of them.
I haven't seen it.
Risha Smith and what's his name now? Reese Pemberton.
That's the Badgers, I
Yeah.
think, maybe. But it's very, very similar. Both of those things are, and both of them are like pretty good, gotta say. Especially Inside Number 9. A couple of funny ones on.
The Electric Dream series is on Amazon Prime, isn't it?
Is it really?
I think so, yeah. I saw a list of stuff to watch that is highly recommended on there, and I was like, I still haven't fucking seen that. It hasn't been that long, but a couple of years, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
Good God.
But yeah, they're all based on Philip K. Dick short stories, aren't they? All those
Yeah,
episodes.
I didn't realise how much he wrote. Like, I know he was a big writer and all, but he's fucking... He can fucking
Yeah,
write,
boy.
like...
You can put a typewriter in front of that and fuck, you know.
Write anywhere.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so you give us that view, that like list of things to kind of suggested watching for this cast there. Did
Yes.
you consciously make a decision that they would all have a running theme, or did they all have a running theme that I just kind of missed watching it first time around?
I think I need to double check the list, which we were talking about last. There it is. So they all kind of have, with the exception of Shut Up and Dance. Did you watch Men Against Fire?
Yeah.
Instead of Shut Up and Dance. Yes. So yeah, in that case, they do have the run-in cookie theme technology, which builds throughout the this series.
But it's in different stages of development. It seems like Crocodile.
Yes.
With the rudimentary kind of, they bring out that like old school monitor, don't they? So
Yes,
they can
that's
view like yeah. But even in Men Against Fire, I don't know what order would you say. Do you want to read out the names if you got the names of the episodes that you give us?
So the episodes I gave to watch, and there was a running theme for these, but I think it's more because I like it when things kind of continue. Even though they aren't really, you can watch them all sequentially. You can watch them in any order; it makes no difference. So the first one, season 1, the final episode. I say the final episode like it's a big deal. There's only 3 episodes. There's the entire history of you. So that's basically about a bloke who's got. Well, everyone's got them. It's basically like you're moving from smartphones now to smartwatches, and then like Futurama did a similar thing with the literally called the iPhone. Yeah, it's basically that, isn't it? So you got your phone inside your head. Essentially, and you know, it's called The Entire History of You because he starts just getting paranoid as fuck with it, and he reckons his wife is cheating on him. You get like, I don't know, because that's not really. Sorry.
Also, interesting thing about it as well is they don't just use it for reviewing their life for casual. They use it as security as well. So, like when he was traveling back from his meeting, and he gets to the is it the airport? Is it the airport he went to?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's the airport or train station or something like whatever.
Yeah, it's airport.
They check his memories for the last however long to see what he's been doing.
Before you get on a flight, it's like, can you play me your last 48
Yeah.
hours of activity? It's like, what the fuck? You know, and it's just like, it's things like that that I really like about Black Mirror, even though they are telling me how I'm being but it's shit like that. But that's why I think it kind of resonates with a lot of people. It's because none of this stuff is too in the realm of fantasy. It's all possible, you know. And I think, I don't know where I'm going with this, but
there's a lot of people in, like, obviously the conspiracy circles and all that think the things like this are predictive programming, that they get you used to the idea of these things happening, so that when it's introduced in real life, it won't be such a culture shock. You'll be like, oh, I remember that in Black Mirror, and that'll be it. Like,
what a show to remember it from.
Yeah.
Because Black Mirror left us all with such a positive message, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I but I don't know. I mean, just quickly going on the recurring theme. Yeah, there is a recurring cookie technology where, I guess for lack of a better terminology, cookies is in like computer terms now is like what little bits of like data that is kept on your computer to like track you or whatever. For like I've absolutely butchered that. But then like in Black Mirror, cookies contain like actual consciousness. So like throughout the series, they kind of, you know, that kind of develops, and then you've got kind of accumulates
living
with,
memories, basically.
Sorry?
They're like living memories, basically.
Yeah, it is.
Turn up to be,
it is, and it's,
yeah.
But they end up like just, you know, basically almost like clones in the end. The technology is so like developed or whatever. And
White Christmas is a clone kind of scenario, I suppose.
They're cloning people. It is exactly that. And then even in one I didn't include is the Black Museum, where that guy is on like the guy's cookie is on death row constantly throughout the entire episode. Like in that museum,
they've been
you can
under
go
the
in there and
keychain.
execute that guy. Yeah, and he just dies, and his fucking cookie comes back again, and it's just like, wow, that's grim, like, you know. But yeah, I think I can't remember which episode it is, but towards the end, it's kind of outlawed. The cookies get like human rights or whatever, because then there's so more or less you just see this chain of that's one of the things that reoccurs throughout the entire thing. And the way that it kind of, I guess it ends is with Metalhead, and it's like, because they've said that one is the one that's the furthest in the future. That's it. That's as far as it goes, even though it doesn't explain at all what, you know, kind of caused that situation. When you put together all the pieces of all the other episodes, and that's what you're left with, it's pretty fucking bleak. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the best way to go through this. I don't know if I should go through every single episode or if I should just touch on like highlights, because there's not really that many, but I don't want to be bogged down talking about every single one.
There was also another recurring theme, though, of the music.
Ah, yes, you are absolutely right. What did you notice on that?
There's that one song that keeps playing over and over again, but I can't remember if it gives an explanation why. It's like
it does. I think it's just
just there, like in Crocodile, it's playing in the car when that guy gets hit by the pizza truck, and I think Men Against Fire. I think that the badass woman is like shouting, like singing it at the farmer.
That's right. Yeah.
A few other places
the
as well.
from-
Can't
I thought that Radiohead's exit music was very well used as well.
What episode was that in?
It was in the one with the your man. What's the episode name? I don't know. Your man robs a bank and pisses himself.
Shut Up and
Shut Up and Dance.
Yeah, that episode. Yeah.
Favourite
I don't know
episode,
the episode
Alison?
name.
Cracking episode.
Guy robs a bank, pisses himself.
Robinson Crusoe's in that one, isn't he?
Robinson
Robson and
Crusoe.
Jerome, yeah. Jerome Flynn, yeah. Very good actor in that. He really does play a good part.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's great. Because as soon as you see him, when I saw him, I was like, oh, fucking hell, it's this guy from Game of Thrones, the guy who does literally nothing. Yeah, but he is good. Like, and again, you think, like, at that point, you know, you think the kid's just been, like, caught, you know, tagging one on the internet, and you think, like, oh, he's been caught, like, with an escort or something, you know, and he has that kind of sleazy married man kind of vibe going on. Obviously, you don't know at the time that he's a spoiler nonce, and it's just like...
You do.
The
very start of the episode.
My first thoughts on
kind of
that
gives
was,
it away. Like,
my first thoughts on that was like,
yeah.
is that really something to be like breaking down, crying about? And then when you sort of realise then, okay, like it was children, like, you know, that's when it changes things. At first, so you're like, well, I think you're overreacting a bit for there. Like that was my thought at first. Like
it's the scene at the start where he's working, and he's looking at the mother and child.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And as he gets like gradually more and more sort of, well, he finds out that they're blackmailing him, and you can see how panicked he is. You can clearly tell that he just wasn't tugging one out over your standard.
Well, that's it. You know, I was thinking there's more to this by like, because he's overreacting by like I was thinking, you know. Yeah. Like they got something on him by their job. He was like, right.
It's good episode. That's a good episode.
My favourite one, that is. If I can
one of the best,
spun me out,
definitely.
Isn't that fucking troll face though on the things? It's just like
yeah.
that just angers me. That troll face, like even
the mouth, like yeah. Yeah.
That's a good episode. I like that one. But that song you're referring to, Tom, is Anyone Who Knows What Love Is by Irma Thomas. It's sung is a few more episodes. It originally appears in 15 Million Merits. Right at the start. It's the song that like the girl sings in the talent show to get out of the bike world, and then she ends up being on the porn channel. And it comes up again, and I can't find where, and I can't scroll through Wikipedia because it's hurting my eyes because it's so bright. But yeah, it does show up loads of stuff. It started in 15 Million Merits, and it's kind of reoccurred, I think, like once a season since, as like a little Easter egg, I think.
What, and like, is it a real song, or is it her singing in 15 Million Merits?
No, it's a real song. It's a song from the 60s. Right. Yeah, it's a legit IRL song.
I wonder why they chose that one. I wonder if there's any significance to it.
I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't. Maybe the lyrics is somewhat related to the original 15 Million Merits, possibly. Not sure. I won't like you.
It's interesting.
So, let's go through this. Let's go through season 1. Does anybody have anything to say on season 1? Let me throw all 3 episodes out there. National Anthem with a pig, 15 Million Merits with the bikes, and the fucking Simon Cowell shit, and the entire history of You, which was, perhaps unsurprisingly now, once you know this, was made by the Peep Show guys, which would probably make a lot of sense when you realise how it's all filmed, like inside people's heads.
What, Mitchell? What?
Was made by? No, the writers of Peep Show. There's a duo of Peep Shows, Jesse Armstrong and someone else. With the writers of that episode. It wasn't written by Charlie Brooker or the other last Annabelle Jones. It was written by the Peep Show writers. Which, when I found out, was like, because it's all from people's perspectives. Like. Yeah, it's all like, first person perspectives all the way through it. Not all the way through it, but a lot of the way.
I did think the national anthem was well done, though. I did think that is something that that could potentially happen at some point. And everyone, literally everyone, is in front of a telly for it, so no one knows that like the girl was released way before it actually aired, and she was just wandering through empty streets, and he didn't need to fuck the pig in the end. I think that's like it's one of the best troll games ever. But,
yeah, I mean, I think if you go on like Reddit for Black Mirror and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, guys, where do I start?" And like a lot of people will be like, "Do not start with the national anthem. Do not start with the national anthem." I don't know if it just doesn't translate onto an international scale, but I think it sets the tone quite well, to be honest with you. You know, it's just like a bit weird, and then there's a twist at the end that kind of sets the sets your expectations, I think.
And it sends his approval rating through the roof because he done a selfless act to free someone, but he will forever be reminded of it because his wife is disgusted with him and doesn't even sleep in the same room as him anymore.
Yeah, but he's always got the pig.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a cheeky nod to the boys' club that's currently in charge of the country with David Cameron and Boris Johnson.
I was just Googling that,
Was
actually,
it?
funny enough.
So,
It predated that by 4 years.
someone obviously knew about it before that, though.
This is it. And
But that's the whole point of what's called Piggate. Piggate. So yeah, the whole point is for blackmail purposes on it. So obviously people know about it because that's the whole point of blackmail.
So you think Piggate was going on, and someone like Charlie Brooker or whatever caught wind of it and was like,
Probably.
I'll chuck this in a TV show. No one's gonna fucking know. And then like it actually became a thing.
Predictive
And he's got
programming,
ties.
son.
He's got ties with the BBC, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Fair. So, yeah, Christ. I think on that note, I'll move swiftly on to season 2, which for me is a low point for Black Mirror, and I also think the reason why initially
The Blue Bear thing.
didn't get cancelled, but it just stopped, didn't it? It stopped at this point. That was it. There was the original run was over after these. It contains probably my 3 least favourite episodes in a row. I just wonder what any of you guys think on season 2.
I don't think it's a great season, but it does contain my favourite Black Mirror episode being White Christmas. Although White Christmas was technically like a special, wasn't it?
It was. It wasn't counting White
So,
Christmas. Yes, it does. It does.
What are
it
the
does
other?
kind
What
of
are the other
save
two? What are the other couple of episodes? I can't think off the top of my head.
So
I
it
got
starts.
No,
Go on,
go
Em.
on, Sean. Go on,
No,
if you
go
got
if
'em.
you. Yeah. My apology. She starts with "Be Right Back," which is that guy who's like some girl's boyfriend is killed, and then
Ginger fella.
Oh, that's
They
fucking sad. Oh my god.
That is very sad. That one is not a problem. I don't have an issue with that one.
That's the one with Hayley Atwell in it, right?
That's right. Yeah, they reconstruct his like an AI of him through his chat logs and stuff, through all his MSN messages and stuff.
Cookies.
And then it goes. Yeah, exactly. There we go. And then they have like an Android version of him that shows up, which is a bit mental. It sounds really bad when I say it like that, but it is. As Tom said, it's a very sad episode.
But the thing about that episode is that it proves that your social media and everything that was made to create him from isn't perfect. Like you portray it as being perfect. However, when you put that information into a body, it doesn't contain like the imperfections that you liked. So that's why she got really annoyed.
Can you imagine making AI out of our Stegan chat?
I would rather not. I would rather not. But
Yeah, great.
Didn't we have a Barabot at one point, or did I go to make one?
There was one, wasn't there? I thought. Or was it in the?
Was it a Barabot?
I don't remember about
It was
just
in the
says,
beta
yeah, Christ,
stages,
every
wasn't it?
now
It
and
was
then.
in the sort of planning stages.
We were going to use IFTTT, or was it IFFFT? I can't remember.
if
Just
this,
to
then
script
that.
it like it was like if Barra doesn't respond within 20 messages, Barabot then goes, yeah,
remember.
Christ, or
I remember this conversation now. Yeah.
I think we never got around to it.
No.
But yeah, the other 2 episodes in season 2 are White Bear and The Waldo Moment.
Mr. Monroe!
If any-
Mr. Monroe! That's the one, isn't it? Goes the guy does. Terrible episode.
Yeah, I don't know any of these episodes in season 2 that eluded me, apart from White Christmas, which I obviously watched, which has John Hamm in it, who is a fucking awesome actor in pretty much everything he's in. Apart from Mad Men, because they are really not mad men in that show.
They're not very mad. I've watched probably about 2/3 of the first season, and
Terrible.
I can't get into it. I want to stick with it, but I just haven't.
Keep expecting something to happen, but it's just like EastEnders for like the 1960s.
Dot Cottons, huh?
You smoke an
Really
awful
bad.
lot.
Alison Bree's in it. If that tickles your pickle.
Cheers. And that lasts from what's that? Handmaid's Tale. She's in it as well. Have you seen that Handmaid's Tale? That's grim. That's really grim.
I've been recommended that. That's by the
rough,
same
man.
writer that wrote Oryx and Crake. Margaret Antwood.
I haven't got a fucking clue. I wouldn't
I'm
like
going
to.
to Jimmy's.
Joe's watching it on
Head dancing.
Amazon Prime. Yeah, it's very, very dystopian. Kind of like Black Mirror. White Bear is the one where someone wakes up like in a house and they're just like, what the fuck's going on? And then they go outside and they're being hunted by like people in balaclavas and stuff.
And everyone's sort of like filming them, and they sort of like
Yeah. And then at the end, it's like you follow them like trying to escape for the entire episode, and then it turns out they're in a game show and they're like a pedo or some shit, and it's the Justice theme park in it.
And the game show host is Tyres from the TV show Spaced, starring Simon Pegg. You lucky people, that fella.
It was
The benefit of the tape.
the 6-year-old daughter was abducted, and her fiance was torturing her, and she was recording it on her phone.
That's correct.
And that's why she's doomed to repeat the process in this theme park of people recording her while she's being hunted, basically.
Kind of Truman Show-esque, that sounds, when you say it like
In a way, yeah, I would agree with that, yeah, in a way.
And then they basically wipe her memory at the end and then chuck it through again.
It's like Truman Show mixed with Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Fucking over and over and over again.
Bill Murray.
That torture, though, that style of torture, is it really effective? Because technically, if they wipe her memory, she's only lived it once.
Yeah.
They want it to be equally as fresh and painful each time, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but
Exactly.
She
she's
doesn't
still
know
only
she
lived
is
it
or why
once.
she's there. She has no idea. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
she
almost like
wakes up scared every single time. Even though she
Yeah.
doesn't remember the last time, she's constantly frightened.
Sounds
That's
like every Sunday
literally-
morning with me, son.
But yeah, she's just always scared. Like, she doesn't have a reprieve. There's no, like, downtime.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
I know.
No. Yeah.
So it's constant.
But it's only once.
But it's constant.
I see what you're
But it's
saying,
only
Tom.
once.
I agree.
It's constant, but it's only
Yeah, but it's no life though, is it? You know, it's no life, like.
When you say it's only
It's,
once, it's only once to the people who go to the theme park and experience it.
And to her.
Yeah, but then the next time it rolls around, it happens all over again, so it's not once.
Yeah.
But to her, it's only once.
No, it's not. It's constant.
But if she gets her memory wiped, then she can't remember it happening. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't count.
Yeah, but she's always scared, is what I'm saying.
And
She's
it's always
constantly
it's
scared.
always the a totally fresh experience, and fresh pain and misery is the key to it, don't it?
Yeah.
That's what they want. They never wanted to get over that. It's always keeping it fresh and constant. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is.
Fair. I get what you mean. I do. But it still only happens once. Anyway.
It does.
It does.
We'll agree to disagree.
I have to
on
agree
that
with
one,
Tom on this. Like,
What was your favourite episode then, Gar?
Who's not me?
Yeah.
Gah.
Probably the Jerome Flynn one, actually.
Shut Up and Dance.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's a good episode, though.
Very good episode. Would you watch any of them again?
No, I think it is just a one and watch sort of thing. It's also very depressing, and it's not a show you can chain. It's not something I would watch one after another of. It's too depressing, too dark, too miserable, too
I'd agree with
depressing.
that. Definitely.
I would agree with definitely not chain. Yeah, it ruins it as well because they're so different from each other. It's nice to have them like
Exactly,
mini
yeah.
movies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like watching a series of like Kim's Convenience or something. It's a bit different. Like, yeah, no sneak attack.
On the subject of
yeah,
mini
yeah.
movies, a year and a half later, after the horrendous season 2, White Christmas came out, which is a high point, I think, in the Black Mirror canon. The internet agrees with me. I don't agree with the internet on many things, but yeah, White Christmas seems to be up there with the best Black Mirror episodes. What did you guys and girls think of White Christmas? Can you remember
Why
which
isn't it
one that
called
was?
Why isn't it called Black Christmas? Was my initial thought. Wouldn't that make much more sense?
There's a horror movie called Black Christmas, isn't it?
Oh, Black Christmas.
It's an awful horror movie as well.
Yeah, they ruined that. They probably did want to call it Black Christmas, I imagine.
I thought it was a
White
good
Christmas is a
episode.
song as well.
I thought it was a really good
it's
episode.
It's my favourite one. It's I just like the end of it. I was just like, well, for fuck's sake, like that's just brutal. But yeah, and I don't think it's the most brutal ending, but it's one of the more like, Christ, I couldn't imagine living like that sort of endings.
Well,
Well-
you couldn't imagine living 1,000 years every minute and trapped inside a machine. For the,
Be pretty hard to comprehend.
It's kind of like being the paperclip on the sort of earlier Windows platforms. Hey, looks like you're writing a letter. Remember him? You don't remember him, do you? Too young in him.
Yeah, I remember Clippy.
you're fucking mad. He was on 2095, maybe 98, ME, 2000, all them. Come on, guy.
They're bringing Clippy back.
He's coming back.
Really?
Apparently.
Don't bring him
I
back.
liked him.
Don't do it.
I liked him.
Justin Timberlake writing a
He's
song
a
over it.
fucking
I saw-
pest.
I saw a tweet
Absolute
about it
pest.
from Microsoft, but I don't know what the actual details of Clippy's reappearance are. Whether it's just a brief cameo or whether it's a permanent thing. I
Just
don't know.
straight up porn.
Bring him back, Harry. Bring him back.
Rule 34,
Jump-
man.
Jumping on the OnlyFans bandwagon before they strip it of all nude content.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I meant to bring that up at the beginning.
Clip that, son.
Oh, well, yes, you guys have got 2 months from now to, if you want to subscribe to the SteegCast OnlyFans, now is the time to do it.
Right.
Half price.
White
Yeah, I think
Christmas.
Gareth put a can
Go
of
on,
salt
go
up
on,
his
Rich, you
arse.
go.
The whole thing about like essentially deleting like people from your life effectively. You know, like he couldn't see his daughter
Oh, the
and stuff like
blocking,
that. You know, that's just like, oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
And it expands on the entire history of you, doesn't it? And it's like, well,
Yeah.
how do you
Yeah.
block
Yeah.
someone using that technology? And then it's like,
Yeah.
that's how it. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Yeah.
But I think the
And when
crux
he's
of
like-
it was, it's his cookie that fucking grasses him up. He was like living on the streets and like arrested in that cell and not talking, but his cookie, his subconscious memory fucked him up. Like,
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Yeah. It's a good way to introduce the cookie technology, and it also expands on the existing technology. I think that's probably why it's such a well regarded, and of course the twist as well is a bit of a kicker. And at the end as well, when he's like registered as a sex offender,
Yeah.
he shows as a sex offender on everybody's
Yes.
app. So it's just like
He's
can't
red,
ever
isn't
go
he?
anywhere. He's
And
red.
everyone
red,
is
I can't
blocked.
remember.
Like,
Yeah.
Permanent blacklist, that is, forever. Life of solitude.
That's rough, that isn't it?
And the thing is, like, you know that everyone's looking at you. You know, constantly living with everyone staring at you, knowing what you've done, essentially. But yeah, it's a good twist. Because, like, the beginning of it's really rough. Because he's just a dating coach. He's like Will Smith's character in Hitch. Is it Hitch?
That's right, exactly like that.
oh, there's a Welsh guy in it. He's like, he's got a team
yeah.
of coaches,
Yeah.
isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Overemphasized Welsh accent.
I don't
accent
think he was
intensifies.
really Welsh. I think I was someone put on a Welsh accent. Would I think
I
of
don't
that?
know.
I would say he was Welsh.
Yeah, I mean,
I apologise.
What do you want, eh?
but I did think the story with that girl that he meets and all that, I thought that was, I'm going to say the word far-fetched, yeah, I know what that sounds like, but I thought that was a bit bullshit, like, but the rest of it was really good.
Not enough fart jokes from my liking.
So, in the interests of moving things on, season 3 marked it was a few years break where Netflix picked up Black Mirror. So Black Mirror was a low-key Channel 4 late night thing.
Got
I
cancelled
guess it
today.
was success. I don't think they were cancelled. They just didn't really show much interest in it, and because it was the original Channel 4 episodes were shown on Netflix. That's how I saw them. I'm assuming that's how Tom saw them. And then I don't know, maybe it was just really popular on Netflix because Netflix picked it up. The first 2 seasons were shown on Netflix, so I guess it was popular on Netflix. I'm not sure, but it was picked up by Netflix, and a lot of money was thrown at it. And season 3 aired in 2016. For me, it takes like a big stylistic change at this point. Other than Shut Up and Dance and Men Against Fire, which we've spoke about, none of this stuff really resonates with me in season 3. Was there any season 3 highlights for any of you guys?
Was season 3 like, oh Nene, I'm gonna be your bridesmaid. Oh, we're gonna have such a good wedding. Is that one in it?
That's Nosedive, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
it. That's
right.
it.
Yeah.
Aptly named.
But that episode, like, the episode itself wasn't great, but the actual premise,
The story,
the story around it, and like the technology in the episode,
Oh yeah.
is like really, and it is really relevant because China are like trialing it and stuff.
Did the social media squad did not what's that Seth MacFarlane in the Sky Show called? When he's flying that
The Orville.
Oh, the Orville.
The Orville do an episode with
They
the
do,
up down presses.
God, that looks cracking, but
Does look good.
nice paw, but cracking paw.
The benefit of the tape, Richard has just complimented me on my voice here, Paul. Very well. I generally feel really satisfied with it. The uncle was complimented me on it. You were.
The Orville did actually do an episode on it where they get in trouble, don't they? Because they have to have like some sort of temporary, or they find out they don't have a scoring system because they're not from the planet, and they can't. Yeah, I think it's season 2. They can't, like Star Trek, they can't interfere with life, so they got to go out there thinking they're civilians. And do they get like a fake score going into it? And then that guy, like the pilot's score, just plummets because he's dancing like an idiot around a statue. That's like the equivalent of dancing around the memorial statue in London or something, like, you know.
I got you.
The World War I memorial statue or something. His score tanks and it goes so low that he gets arrested or something. It was something like that. But
very similar premise to the scoring.
It is very, very similar. Very similar.
Predictive programming, son.
Yeah, but Nosedive. I found that was just. She was just incredibly unfortunate, but she just wanted to be, like, I don't know. She just wanted the social gratification.
Yeah.
And she just couldn't get it. It was because like people were knocking her down because she was rightly being rude in a lot of places, you know, for it. But the woman who asks her to be her bridesmaid, she's in Orange Is the New Black. She's one of the she's like the proper Southerner. So like she's got like bonk teeth and.
Right. Is it Pennsatucky? Is it?
That's the one. Yeah.
And of course, the lead actress in this is Ron Howard's daughter.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, Ron Howard's
BDH daughter. Up in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christ.
At least like the end of that episode is kind of happy. I know they're both in prison cells, but like they do actually find happiness in the end.
Yeah, they get on. They get on.
She does actually become happy in a way that she's free from the social scoring thing because she's just tanked it. But all in all, the episode itself isn't that great. It's just that premise behind it is the good thing about it. Like.
I find that a lot, to be honest. Is that the idea is, you don't love me, you love the idea of me. It's just
idea is better than the execution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most def. Yeah, it's the same with San Junipero. I find, which is probably the most well-received Black Mirror episode. It was
pretty good.
It won the Emmy.
It is sad.
Won the Emmy, didn't it?
It's sad in like a beautiful way, though. You know, not sound a bit, but yeah.
Like, I guess they had to have one sort of uplifting episode, sort of, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got me thinking about care homes when we were older. Like, you know, how awesome would it be if we were sitting in a care home and it was just VR? Like, you know, it'd be way better than sitting there fucking staring at a moth flying around the room. Like,
yeah.
I hope it is VR. Got a few years yet. Hopefully they can get it iron out all the creases and it'll be tidy by the time we're old.
Kinetic response. Oh.
Download your memories, live forever in a computer.
And yeah.
That's the dream, boys. It's a fucking dream.
Get in there, so it is.
Where do old people go when they die? The cloud.
The cloud, yeah. It's like, you've seen Altered Carbon?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, you get re-downloaded every time.
I couldn't watch season 2. I got bored.
I couldn't get into it. Yeah.
But yeah, similar premise. It's all in a disc in your neck, and yeah. Oh, the mad thing about that episode, the very first episode of season 1, is quite horrifying for a child because she was in a car accident, and her disc gets transferred to another body, but her parents aren't like wealthy enough to get, like, they can't pick a body, so the government picks one for her. and they put her in like this fucking 55-year-old woman's body, and the child is like 4 or 5 years old, and she just does not understand why she's looking like this, and she's sort of just like horrified that she's in this old body, and she's got the mind of a 4 or 5-year-old. You're thinking, my God, that's horrifying when you think about it. You know, the kid has just aged by 50 years in a blink of an eye.
30.
Yeah, mad, absolutely mad. That's like something out of Black Mirror. That bit is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't gel with Altered Carbon. I like the idea of it, but you don't love me. You love the idea of me. I just couldn't get into it. I'll be honest.
I like the fella that owned that fucking place he was staying in though. Like a little French looking fella. He was like an AI. Pretty cool.
Yeah. He was glitched, wasn't he, as well?
Mm.
Yeah. I can't remember his name though. The guy who plays him was brilliant as well, I thought. Good range.
Good job, like good job. Well done.
Good.
Pat on the
job.
back. £1 million.
Yeah, the other apps is in. I don't know. Did you want to talk about Nosedive, Tom? I don't know if you want to say anything on it.
No, not much other than the social scoring, and like you said, it is coming into real life, and I suppose in China and all that. If you search on Google and stuff, well, DuckDuckGo, you'll find stuff about the social media score in China, which is quite kept on the down low, I think, really. But it'll end up creeping over here. It will come over. So just one to keep an eye out for.
It's a scary thing.
Some of the others in season 3 are playtest. Definitely a low point for me.
Was that fella when he's in that scary house?
Yeah.
The guy is he's the most Owen Wilson type person that's not Owen Wilson I've ever seen. That's what I could think of. It is like it is him, but it's not at the same time. That's my only take on that. That's all I got to say on it. Like.
I'm looking at it. Like I know the episode, but I really can't remember much from this.
It was fun to watch, but like yeah, that's it. Like you know, I think the end actually it does have a pretty mad twist though, doesn't it? At the end wasn't it something to do with Alzheimer's?
Well, playtest.
Yeah.
No, the entire thing is in his head, isn't it? He died like as soon as he plugged him into the machine. They killed him.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And it's like, oh, really well done. That's fucking great. What a twist that is. Like, it's a little bit more to it than that, you know. But
I wasn't so fussed on that one.
No.
Yeah, I remember now. Just looking at the synopsis of it.
And the other one in season 3, which we haven't mentioned, is Hated in the Nation. Hated in the Nation.
Hated.
Can't remember that one.
It's got Kelly MacDonald in it from fucking Trainspotting, and she's got why did that wasn't a Scottish accent. And she was also in the latest season of Line of Duty, if anybody saw that. Absolute fucking car crash. Basically, bees have gone extinct, so they've created these robotic bees, but someone's hacked the robotic bee network and is using all the robotic bees to kill people that people put a hashtag on. So if you go like hashtag death to, say like death to like David Cameron, and whoever gets the most votes, so whoever the hacker will then like send all these electronic bees to kill him.
Huh.
Yeah.
It sounds absolutely ridiculous. Again, the idea is better than the execution.
Sounds like Nicolas Cage's nightmare anyway.
It's not a great
The bees! The bees!
Every now and then I go on YouTube and I type, what is it, Nicolas Cage loses his mind or something like that, and it's just clips of him just like being berserk in movies. Fucking awesome.
Oh, there's a few moments, isn't there? Yeah. True.
Next season, so what's on the next one?
So season 3 was very quickly followed by season 4 with that big Netflix money. This is arguably where Black Mirror peaked, I think. USS Callister.
Oh, crack him.
Out the door.
I like that episode.
A weird fucker from Breaking Bad. Have you seen these episodes, Gar?
You'd like USS Callister. It's full on Star Trek rip-off, son. It's got McPoyle in it as well from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's the Star Trek spoof one, basically.
Pulls on his trousers halfway through the thing, doesn't he? And he hasn't got any like private parts. They're all smooth like Action Man and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Joe's favourite episode. USS
good
It is a
Callister.
good It is a good episode.
Would they consider making a movie or spin-off or something about that? About when... I think they're stuck in the internet and they at the end of it. The ship is like lost within the internet, like.
Well, yeah, kind of, yeah. I suppose it is.
I don't know. I heard rumors that there was something spinning off of that they were going to do like a mini series of that ship just traveling around the internet or whatever it was. I don't know. I might be pulling this out of my arse here, but
I can't remember how it ends. Aren't they all trapped in there, but they're happy because they're on a different ship away from the fucking cunt? Is that how it ends?
Yeah, because his thing that he uses to access it, he trips out on it, and he is basically trapped in his own mind at the end of it.
But all the others are cookies though anyway, aren't they? They're not real.
They
This is
escape,
it.
yeah.
They are cookies, but they're not. Let's say they're not real people. They clearly are real people, and that's again. This is another one in the cookie verse that I missed out on. Actually, I do apologise.
He creates them all from the people he works with, doesn't he?
yeah.
They're based on the people he works with.
But only
Yes, that's right,
the
yeah.
traits that he can see again.
Yes, yeah.
I'll skirt around that because I don't want to spoil it too much for Barra.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Aaron
heavy Star
Paul's
Trek
in
episode.
it.
Aaron Paul, yeah, he's the the voice, right? Like
Gamer.
the thing.
Gamer guy. Yeah, annoyed user.
The next one is Archangel, which is a low point for me. Another low point. This is the one that Jodie Foster did. Basically, it's where those cookies in your head, not cookies, but the thing in your head from Entire History of You is put into a child. So the child's mother can see everything the child sees and see where they are.
Yeah.
And they can put filters on you to stop you seeing and hearing stressful shit, you know? And it ends up just driving the kid mad, and she runs away and goes mental and gets on drugs and all sorts of mad shit.
And didn't she nearly beat her mother to death with the bloody tablet thing?
Something like that. I can't remember how
Yeah.
it gets to that point. Yeah, but it escalates fairly quickly. And it's a grim one. Yeah, next up is Crocodile, which is one of my favourites. This is another cookie-related episode. It's a long one as well. It's a slow burn. But did you watch Crocodile, Gar? I can't remember how far you got.
No.
I would, like I said to you the other day, I would describe it as a brilliantly horrible episode is probably the best way of putting it.
So what I got confused about is when she's in the hotel with that guy that killed someone, and she ends up killing him.
Mm-hmm.
How does she kill him?
Does it show it? I can't remember. I don't think it does.
She's
does
like
it?
pushing him up against a wall, like she's suffocating him. But she's tiny, like that wouldn't have been possible at all. It just threw me. I thought she stabbed him in the back of the bottle, which would have like settled the matter for me. But the bottle was hooling on the floor at the end. I don't know. Just that bit just fried me. And she wouldn't be able to like carry this guy in and like lift him into his car and stuff. But yeah. Look at me looking for like realistic plot holes in a fucking Black Mirror. Like, but yeah.
I don't think you realise how mental this woman is. She could lift a car off the ground.
Did she lift the car?
No, but she could because she's mental.
All right, okay.
I don't know
Makes
where I'm going with
sense.
this.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, Crocodile goes back to White Christmas, really. I find it's, you know, the cookies and everybody's... It's different than White Christmas. Well, no, it's exactly the same as White Christmas. They pulling your memories out into cookies and then using that for, well, first insurance claims and then B for criminal prosecutions, which is terrifying, really.
Well, that's why I thought that Crocodile was kind of first within like the whole narrative of the cookies business, because the rudimentary like way they set it up and all that. But
because everything looks really old as well, doesn't it? All the machines and
there's
stuff.
that, yeah, but History of You and all these films, all the episodes there, especially like History of You, it all ties up with the cookies and the.
I just think like Crocodile has probably got one of the best sort of twists at the end. I think it's got like it's so good. Am I allowed to say it?
Well, the only person who's spoiling it for was Bar. This episode's been out 5 years, 4 years.
Fucked by the guinea pig, wasn't she?
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, yeah, and like she kills the baby not to have a witness.
The baby's
to her
fucking
killing,
blind.
and the baby's blind, but the guinea
That's
pig.
enough of a twist in itself, isn't it?
I know, and then the guinea pig has a thing, and then she gets caught at her kid's play, doesn't she? At the end.
Oof.
So.
I'm impressed
Like
that she made it
anything-
there by 7, mind. Fair play to her.
It's mad. But yeah, it was the baby thing. I was just, when they said the baby was blind, I was like, oh man, that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Really.
That was horrendous.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst, I think, in as far as grim twists goes.
Yeah.
Watching that
'Cause murdering
hammer
babies
bounce off
isn't
that
grim
guy's
enough.
head was a bit rough as well.
Yeah.
Proper, this is England 86 vibes, that was,
Yeah,
man.
it was-
The hammer's fucking...
I was expecting
Like,
it to cut
woof,
away,
woof.
but it did not
No.
fucking cut away. Like.
Yeah, it's one of the grimmest. It's one of the... Sorry, I peeked then. It's one of the grimmest, definitely. I think it might be the grimmest one, thinking about it now. Can't really think of one that's grimmer than that, to be honest.
I guess it depends on your definition of grim, doesn't it? Really, or what
Yeah,
do you consider
true.
grim? I don't think many people would argue that it's probably one of the grimmest, but yeah.
So the next one is slightly more light-hearted. Is Hang the DJ. So it's basically Tinder, but it's cookies in Tinder. No, I've ruined it. That was the twist after a fucking hour and a. It's you match with someone on Tinder, and not Tinder, but the Black Mirror Tinder will give you like a random length of time to spend with that person,
Right.
and then you have to spend that time. You're stuck with them in like a cabin for that length of time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you like, I can't remember if they have to rematch or if it automatically picks the person for you. I have no idea.
So it's
But,
kind of like when John Hamm's sticking his head in that box in White Christmas then. He gets teleported to that cabin.
More or less, yeah. But like, it basically shows you that these people, it looks like they're enduring a lifetime of just meaningless like dating and swiping and interactions, and then it just like in the end the twist is that like all that's happening in nanoseconds on the app when these people are in a pub. Do you know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
it's the cookies that are going through this years of like dating.
Yeah. And inside the app, like they're watching the time tick down as to how long they've got to spend with each other. And some people have less time, some people have more time. But there's these two people who found each other who want to spend time with each other, but the algorithm doesn't match them up with each other, so they've got to spend time with other people until they manage to... Don't they break out? Don't their characters break out of the algorithm in the end? Isn't that...
Yeah, and then it just
Yeah.
crashes. Just
Yeah.
crashes. They don't get anywhere because they're just cookies.
Yeah.
They're, not
They're just
people,
cookies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a rough one, that is, because you kind of feel for them. But then, like, how does a cookie inside a program, how does a piece of code in a program, I guess it's AI, isn't it? How does it decide to break out of that program? That's a head fryer, that, isn't it? That's a Danny Dyer bacon fryer, that.
It's not a bad episode, though.
Yeah, Christ.
That's not a bad episode at all.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one.
Why is it called Hang the DJ?
It's a reference
Because
to
the Smiths-
song by the Smiths.
Smith's reference.
Yep. Which is playing in the bar at the end.
Panic.
I think that's
The song is Panic.
That's the one.
Well, that contrasts heavily with the next one, which is Metalhead, which seems to be one of the most least liked episodes. I will say up front, it is my favourite black metal.
Black metal.
It's my favourite Black Mirror episode. Even though it is unlike the rest of the Black Mirror episodes. I don't know if it's because it's like a lot of horror movies. It's kind of got the same kind of setup.
He's just a massive hipster, Sean. That's what it is.
It's because it's in black and white, then, aren't it? But no, I just found the entire thing incredibly unsettling. First time I watched it, like, you just glued to it, and then it's over, and it's like, fucking hell. And it's like, I didn't realise it was only 40 minutes long. I felt like I'd been watching it forever. It's by far the shortest episode, and yeah, I found it absolutely terrifying, to be honest with you. That's why I think it's my favourite, because it's just stuck with me over the years, like, you know. it's got like a Terminator vibe to it, doesn't it? The fucking just robot like hunting you down. You just can't stop it. It's like
relentless.
I found the episode boring. I just
it's
couldn't
very
get into
boring.
it.
Yeah, very, very boring.
I couldn't get into it at all.
Yeah.
Wasn't for me. It was like when she was stuck up the tree for ages. I was just like, you know.
Yeah.
It was a life and death situation, right?
Huh?
It's a life and death situation.
It is. It's a real life and death situation. One that, you know, most TV shows and films don't show you because it's boring as fuck. So that's why they want me to do it. Like.
I like it when you stick with someone through the mundane. It's better, you know.
To imagine Rich just stuck up that tree. Oh, bored now.
Might die now at any moment. I'm so bored. Yeah, but it's just that it's got everything you want from a Black Mirror episode. It's got the hideous twist at the end. It's just, you never would have escaped because there was another 50 fucking dogs outside. Even if she got away from the one that was inside the house, like, you know, the twist is that they're literally getting a teddy bear for a dying child instead of what you assume is medication or something at the beginning. You know, and they all died for that, and it's just like,
for me, that was.
It's just like, that's super fucking bleak. And it's just like, well, there we go. Cheers, Charlie Brooker, for that. Really, it came out Christmas time as well, that one. I think they all did, I think, for season 4. Aye. Rounding out season 4 then, just moving swiftly along, because I feel I'm dragging it a bit, is the episode called Black Museum. Again, I hate this one, but it is not famous, but it's well known because it was the first thing that really, in universe, in an episode, tied everything together and confirmed that everything was happening in the same timeline, as it were. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, the episode itself, I think. No, go for it. Go on, talk to it.
I just say I liked it personally. I like things that sort of link together through, you know, through all episodes, and just seeing everything that's sort of come through, and you can, you know, they give nods to various different things of different episodes, in glass cases and all that stuff. You know, I didn't really care too much for the story of the episode in a way. It was more of just, oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that little nod to that over there and all that stuff. Like, you know, it's kind of my take on it. I'm a big Marvel fan with the MCU. I like all these links.
And it ties together.
Yeah.
Don't know why it stuck with me. I always thought it was a cool bit of tech, is when her car runs out of juice and she just pulls up that like solar panel and lays it across the top of the car. I thought that was just wicked. Like, that's the only thing that's really stuck with me in our episodes.
The worst bit from that episode again is the cookies bit. I find is when they put that mother who's in a coma into a fucking toy monkey, and it's just it's so dark, man. And the kid's just like, I'm fucking bored of this monkey now, and the mother's just like, again, comatose inside a monkey in the corner of the living room or whatever, watching her husband like fucking shagging someone else, and it's just like, oof, rough, man. It's rough shit. Like, but I thought the way they did that it would be the last episode.
Yeah,
because like it just kind of it flew back to so many different episodes it tied back to, and then it kind of just, and that was it really. That was the last proper season. You had Bandersnatch the year after.
Bandersnatch, I thought I was late watching Bandersnatch. I was about maybe 2 years late watching it, and I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I like the Telltale games though, like where you got to select your own kind of route. Definitely. Even though there's no real change in path, you know, it always leads back home, doesn't it? But I enjoy. Not necessarily.
It depends on when you do it. It depends. It's a tricky one, Bandersnatch. The main thing is whether you refresh your browser in between going through a whole path. So if you get to the end, or what you think is the end, and you just start over by refreshing, you're going to end up on the same paths again. When you start going round and round in circles in the same session, you get different results. That's what fucking fries me. More than the story is the technology they use to to make it. It literally fries my nut. There's a chart somewhere that shows you all the eventualities you can have, and I'm not doing an explanation of it justice. I'll be honest with you.
Wasn't there a time where not everyone hadn't found every ending? Like there was a good length of time.
There was not so much every ending, but every screen or solution or possible path. There was bits where people still hadn't seen everything, because people were putting these charts on Reddit and stuff. And this is every possible path on Bandersnatch, and they were like, "Nah, there's not. There's more." But I mean, I think there's somewhere between like 5 and 10 endings, depending on what you count as an ending. Some people only count the credits as an ending. Other people count when you like die or loop around as an ending. So it depends really. But
did you jump off the balcony first time round?
Of course you fucking did, yeah.
Yeah, Goro now.
Goro, yeah.
The only time I've watched it, because I've never done Bandersnatch multiple times, so I've never done like the multiple endings or anything like that. The only time I watched it was when we were over yours, Sean. I think it was for your birthday, was it?
It was Christmas time, wasn't it? It was a Christmas. It was like a Black Friday thing. It was when we did Weird Internet too.
That's right. And we watched it then, and we got through it. I really enjoyed it. And like Tom says, I like the Telltale games and Life is Strange and games like that, which is, it's the same premise, I guess, really.
I think
it's also.
I think the end though for me, he just fucking. I don't think anything really happened. He was just talking to that woman, the counsellor, and he just died in the chair. I think. Like nothing happened. He just died. Like that was my end. And I was like, this is fulfilling.
Did you kick your dad in the balls?
No, I grabbed an ashtray and smashed his brains in. No.
Oh man, you need to kick your dad in the balls. Like this is one of the best endings. I think we got that ending, didn't we?
He's a funny actor in Misfits. He's also in Four Lions. That fella, the dad.
Yeah, he's in loads of things, man. He was in a couple of series of Line of Duty. What's his name, man? I can't think of his name. But he's
one of those guys that's always in the background, but like,
yeah.
I don't fucking know, man.
There's one ending where you can proper Donnie Darko your way into the past and then get on the train that killed your mother, and you're on the train with your mother where she dies, that fucks you up and makes you weird, and you're both on the train and you both die and it ends. And it's like,
I did see that one as well, yeah.
Wow, that's rough. And I was like, how the fuck did like you probably crawl in through like mirrors and shit, like proper Donnie Darko stuff. Yeah. And that was banging. Did you not nunchuck kung fu fight the therapist? That's another good ending.
Yeah, we did that.
We did, and then security rush onto the set and grab you because it's a TV show. It's not real. It's just like amazing. Kick that in the balls. I could talk about Bandersnatch all night, so probably best move on to the final stretch, as it were. Season 5, 2019. I think it's just me and you, Rich, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of season 5.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay.
How do we approach this one, then?
Well, you told us. You requested we watch Smithereens. Why Smithereens?
I think it's by far the best one of the 3, easily.
It's good.
What do you think on that statement, Rich? Do you agree or do you not agree?
I would probably agree. To be honest, the season as a whole, I didn't think was good. I didn't really enjoy it that much. Like the first episode, is it Striking Vipers? That was weird. I like Anthony Mackie as well. I think he's a good actor, but that was just strange. And then the last one, then, which was the one with Miley Cyrus in it, wasn't that bad. I agree, because I know you think that as well, Sean. It's not that bad, but it wasn't great.
I guess a lot of I'm not putting it on a pedestal, but I guess a lot of unnecessary hate, definitely.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but it's not still not great. But Smithereens, I'd say, is the best one, but I still don't rate it as some of the best Black Mirror episodes, personally, anyway.
So basically, without ruining the end, Smithereen in the Black Mirror universe is Facebook, and
Smithereens and shit.
This crazy taxi driver, kidnaps an intern from Smithereen and holds him hostage at gunpoint until he can speak to the Black Mirror version of Mark Zuckerberg. And you basically get the police and Smithereen, Facebook, both trying to figure out who this guy is and what he wants at the same time. And the fucking Smithereen or Facebook are always like light years ahead of both the police and the FBI and everywhere else because they've got information on fucking everybody and what they're doing. And it basically just shows you with the usual Black Mirror cold twist and all the rest of it of how fucked we all are because of everything you do online being tracked. They basically.
I guess the interesting thing as well is the guy who plays the sort of Mark Zuckerberg character. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't really care, I guess, because he's on a retreat, yoga thingy retreat where he can't be disturbed for.
Yeah, de-teching. He's on a tech-free retreat. Yeah.
So he's very annoyed when he gets the call to talk to this guy But yeah, ultimately, you can tell he just doesn't really care at all, And the US government are involved as well, aren't they? And I guess the US government and the British police and
that's right.
It's a whole thing.
That's it. And
it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, more or less, Smithereens are just running rings around all of them. Yeah, that's all I can really say without spoiling the ending, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much more other than that, but yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the bleakest ones, I think, personally, and also one of the most realistic.
Yeah,
it could be now. It could be this day and age.
Yeah.
That's why I like it, I think. So I recommend if you're ever going to watch, if you're ever going to watch one episode, watch that one. I would say personally.
What, out of all of them or just season 5?
Out of all of them.
Really?
Every single one.
Really?
Yeah. Indeed.
Huh.
This is me. I'm no expert. Well, you're the expert, Mark. And we need to talk about it. We need to talk about Striking Vipers and the Miley Cyrus one. It's got to be done. We can't do a Black Mirror cast and not mention them, even though the other guys haven't seen them. So we got to bring it up, Rich. Do you want to? I'd love to hear you explain what Striking Vipers is about.
The
name really says it all, really, doesn't it? Once you know.
Yeah, it's about two friends. This is going off memory now because I haven't rewatched this since the series came out. Two friends who have a love of basically Tekken or Street Fighter, whichever. It's a fighting game of a sort. And you have this virtual reality thing where you put the helmet on and you physically fight in these fighters' forms, essentially. And these two are like, best friends or whatever, these two dudes. And he buys, I think he buys it for him, doesn't he? Because his girlfriend, something to do with his girlfriend being, I can't remember what that bit was. But anyway, his mate buys it for him. And you can play each other remotely. So every so often they would play each other, fight each other, whatever. But the one dude is a female character, and then the other dude is a male character, and they basically just end up fucking in this video game, and they feel incredibly confused about what actually is going on, and they do end up fighting in real life, and then they basically say that they've got to know whether they're gay or not. So they try and kiss each other, but it just doesn't work. And I'm pretty sure they continue fucking each other purely online, and that's it. I think that's how it ends.
Fucking hell.
And like for me, I was just like, this episode's fucking weird, man. It's just like, I know Black Mirror's weird, but this is just a whole level of strange.
Imagine storyboarding that, like.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that's Striking Vipers.
And then the final one is the one that seemed to get the internet riled up when it came out was an episode called Rachel, Jack and Ashley 2, which was about a pop star called Ashley, who was played by Miley Cyrus, of all people. Now, she has a range of merchandise called Ashley 2, and it's a little robot. And in each of these robots is a cookie of her. So you're actually literally buying Miley Cyrus and having a little Furby of Miley Cyrus on your desk, you know what I mean? But of course there's programming in there, right, that it can only say and do certain things, but people end up fucking hacking it and stuff, and it basically makes it her. There's more to it than that. But it basically, I don't know, I don't really know how to, without just reading off the entire plot, it's probably one of the only ones that has a happy ending, I'll be honest with you, which is weird, because it's the last one as well, and it's a weird note to end on. But
it shows how unhappy she is as a pop star as well. Like, she's not really happy at all.
It's a little bit cliche, isn't it?
Yeah.
But she's like the troubled pop star, and it turns out like they're all like manipulating her and la 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 la. I can't really remember how it gets to the end, but yeah, it's a hell of it. It's a long episode. It's a long one, but yeah, I mean, more or less, the plot isn't that important. It was just people hated it because Miley Cyrus was in it, and they think that Black Mirror is sold out because it's got people like Miley Cyrus, starring in it. But she's playing she's playing herself basically, more or less.
It's weird. It's weird when people think like that, where something you love has gotten to the point where they can afford to get these big actors in. You should be glad. But people aren't.
Yeah, like Ed Sheeran and Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even really have a big part, I guess.
Oh, son, that episode is terrible.
It's awful.
It was so
cameos. It was forced. The only reason they put it in was for Maisie Richards, wasn't it?
William.
Maisie Williams, I say.
To be fair though, Unreal, there was a lot of Game of Thrones that was just plain bad.
Okay.
Like they were like, it was like The Walking Dead, where nothing would happen for like, I don't know, 8 episodes out of 10 of a season, and then the last 2 episodes would just be crammed,
boom, battle,
full of everything. Yeah. Like,
I guess, yeah.
Basically, every season from season 4 onwards was them just making it up because they ran out of books.
First time I watched season 1, I thought that was shite as well. It took fucking ages for anything to happen, and all that happened is Sean Bean died. I mean, it's gonna happen anyway.
That's not really shocking, is it? Let's be honest.
It's a slow burn, I think, Game of Thrones, isn't it? I don't think you should, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica is a slow burn, son. Get on that, you all know.
Oh, son, that's been on the watch list since, like, when did it come out? Like, the more modern one? 2006 or something? Ridiculous.
It's good. Good fucking show.
I'll never watch it. I will watch it one day. But yeah, with that slightly controversial everybody moaning about that episode being on because of Miley Cyrus, that's it. There's been no more Black Mirror. There are currently no plans. No, none at all. 0. So it makes you think, where does it go next? It's been 2 years.
They're giving David Lynch time to do his thing, I think, first, and then they'll come back after that.
Yeah, David Lynch's Unrecorded Night. Is it Twin Peaks? Is it not Twin Peaks? Ooh, we will find out in probably 3 years, unless he dies first.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine David Lynch dying.
He's really old, man.
I know, isn't it?
It's like really, really old.
I see him on YouTube sometimes. He tells me what the weather's like. It's all right.
Sunny days.
Everybody dies, but
I don't know. There's a few out there that's gonna challenge that, I think.
I can't believe Ozzy's still around.
I think Ozzy can believe he's still around, to be honest. But
I don't wish death on Ozzy, of course. I'm just mind blown, really.
He's popping up more and more on my YouTube. I don't know why. Ozzy, like.
Oh, Ozzy?
Yeah. Don't know why. Like clips of the Osbournes and stuff coming up my recommended. What the fuck, like?
Let me ask you a question, Gar. What is a Black Mirror, Gar? What is Black Mirror referring to in the title of the TV series? Because we had this conversation yesterday, and I wasn't sure if you were in the know or were you just running rings on me.
I got absolutely no idea. I decided to literally take Black Mirror and leave Black Mirror. I I don't know.
Does anyone else have any idea what Black Mirror means in regards to
No.
the name of the TV show?
No.
No, not off the top of my
Yeah.
head. I can think and speculate on what it means, but it'll just be arty-farty bullshit at the end of the day. So
You're probably right. I think if I know you, you probably go in the right direction. So the Black Mirror, as in the name of the show, is one you'll find on every wall, on every desk, in the palm of every hand.
Ah, okay.
Boom!
Ah,
You just got hipster. You just got hipstered. Wow, technology bad.
Wop, 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 wop.
Yeah, I felt really stupid when I first found that out. I was like, oh, right, yeah, of course it is. Yeah. When did I notice?
And now we know.
And now we know, and we're all richer for the experience.
Richard.
Not. Richard.
Good old Richard for the experience.
All right. How are we going to end this?